Welcome to WagerTalk TV. Today's Tennessee-Alabama video is brought to you by Touchdown Alabama. We got Tennessee at Alabama, guys. I'm joined by Teddy Covers and Brian Leonard. Minus 35, we're seeing the Crimson Tide laying at home in Tuscaloosa. 61.5 the total. 9 p.m. Eastern kick here on ESPN. Hey, a lot of people used to refer to this as a huge rivalry. Is it a rivalry? At least in the Tennessee and Alabama camps, it is. Brian, what are you thinking here? Are you interested in getting involved?
No. Last week I had Texas A&M against them, and I thought Alabama was the clear side, and it was a winner. It's tough to predict these games when you've got one team is so much better than the other they can name the score. A couple of interesting things that I researched. Tennessee's 2-4 on the season, but 5 of their 6 games have been at home. That tells me that they're not very good, and obviously we've seen that before. Tennessee, the games they've won, they're +6 in turnovers. The games they've lost, they're -8. So Alabama's a team, we've talked about this, and I talk about it all the time, they don't turn the ball over. The only way you're going to beat Alabama is if you catch them on one of those rare days where they don't take care of the football. Well, Tennessee doesn't turn people over, and that's why they've got the record they have. But I'm not a huge believer in that Alabama defense. I've talked about that in the past. You take a look at their 3 SEC games. They've given up 82 points in 3 games in the SEC. They've allowed 4.7, 4.8, 4.5 yards per carry. They're struggling to run the football. I just don't think Tennessee has that ability. And when you look at Tennessee, they don't like to throw the football. Last 5 games, the highest amount of passes they've had, 17. So it's either run the football and have success, or they're done. They don't have a way to come back on you.
Yeah, interesting there, Teddy, in terms of, but talking about winning the game for Tennessee, especially on the road in this price point, is going to be a tough ask for them, obviously. But 5 touchdowns here, you interested in the dog?
No, I'm not interested in the dog. Look, it was 58-21 last year, okay? It was 45-7 in 2017. Is Tennessee's team this year better than those teams? No.
They lost a Sun Belt team already.
Sure. Tennessee ain't no better this year than they were the last 2 years, and the last 2 years have been complete and utter blowout. Alabama is going to determine the flow here. All right, we already said, and I've noted, visually, I've seen a difference in Alabama's defense at home and on the road. And on the road, they look like a young defense. Even at A&M last week, where they covered the number, they got gashed more than they had been. At home, that's a defense that's playing with a lot of, and we know how good they are, but I feel like the confidence level is that much higher for Alabama. And we've seen Tennessee, the one road game you talked about, they only played one road game so far this season. It was an annihilation. They went to Florida, they got, 35-3? It wasn't close. They weren't competitive. They're not going to be competitive here. If Bama's interested for 4 quarters, they'll name the score.
He's Teddy Covers. Follow him on Twitter at Teddy_Covers, work at sportsmemo.com, and Brian Leonard on Twitter at BLeonardSports, WagerTalk.com. Guys, don't forget to check out our new show, Bet On It, the NFL edition, exclusively on WagerTalk TV.